Here are 10 things that help me actually stick to weekly meal planning without the stress. If you like saving time, money, and energy on dinner time, make sure you like this video and hit subscribe. Let's get into the good stuff now. I prioritize planning dinners. Breakfast, lunches, and school lunches and snacks can be a little bit more flexible and come where they may during the week. But the dinner time is the opportunity that you really have to just totally eliminate that stress that you're feeling. We all feel the immense pressure of dinner time first and foremost above any other meal. I meal plan every 2 weeks instead of weekly. I don't like to have to sit down and create a full weekly meal plan every single week. Weeks that go by really, really fast. And when I'm doing that, I find I end up going to the grocery store more often and spending more than I need to on food. When I do my meal plan, I pick 6 family-friendly dinners I know that we already love. I'm not looking for fancy, luxurious, upscale meals, just simple food that is family-friendly. I know that we're all going to absolutely enjoy and love. I double each dinner. So those 6 recipes going into my 2-week meal plan are going to be doubled. That means we're going to eat each of them 2 times over 2 weeks, which still feels like we have a ton of variety. We still eat what we want when we want it, and it works really well for our family. Plus, doubling the dinners allows us to save money because we are buying things in bulk and using up the items that we buy from the grocery store every 2 weeks, which is huge for the money savings. I don't try to get real fancy on this, okay? Most of the dinners that I am making are slow cooked, thrown in the Instant Pot, air fryer, or in the oven. There's a ton of different ways to cook, and we like to keep it basic and simple. Like we do like a Mexican shredded taco, which is super delicious. Or we love to do ranch chicken tacos. I like to make a bolognese in the slow cooker. There's all sorts of different things that you can enjoy that don't have to feel fancy. They're not going to scare your kids. And it's just really delicious homemade comfort food that is actually still good for you because it's made from whole ingredients. So I try to keep my recipes away from the processed foods, and I try to focus on real whole foods. So we're talking meats, veggies, fruits, spices, sauces, everything that we can get that is going to fuel our bodies and make me feel good about the delicious food that I am putting out there. I use a done-for-you system. Most of the time, I am not creating meal plans from scratch. I have saved all of my meal plans, which is a great tip. If you do meal plan, save the meal plan, save the grocery list. You can use it again. But I go ahead and I pull from my library of done-for-you meal plans, and it makes it so simple because the grocery list is done. A lot of times I'll actually have a shoppable grocery cart. I can click a link, add what I need to there, cross off what I don't have the food delivered, or go pick it up for curbside. And my meal planning portion is done in like 5 to 10 minutes, as opposed to spending a couple hours scrolling on Pinterest, looking for recipes online. I mean, just the meal planning part can be exhausting if you spend too much time on that. I shop online. So this is actually a really great way to keep yourself away from those impulse buys, to not feel awkward if you get to the register, you put everything out and you're like $100 over what you wanted to spend. I can control how much I am spending, and I can make sure that I am only getting what I need, avoiding those impulse buys when I shop online. It's also a huge benefit because as a mom of 4 kids who's working, honestly, taking my kids to the grocery store is exhausting and it just drains me. So I like to do curbside pickup. They're in the car, everything gets put in my car. I don't have to stress out and push myself to the limit, especially if it's one of those days. You know what I'm talking about. And the other option is to have it come for delivery. So usually there is a little bit of a charge with that. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. But that is also a added benefit to certain programs out there. I know like most of the grocery stores have some sort of a membership you can join for free delivery. So curbside pickup or delivery actually saves you money on groceries. You could honestly try to figure out next time you go to the grocery store if you spend more on impulse buys or if you spend more when you get that added fee for delivery. I'm gonna guess you probably would spend less money even with the delivery fee because the grocery stores are literally designed to get you to spend as much as possible. They're sneaky that way. Don't let them trick you. They've tricked me many a time, but just saying. I prep when I have energy, not when I should. So there have been times where maybe Sunday night is the night for meal prep, but if I don't feel like doing it, I don't. And so if I'm doing my 2-week meal prep, I will do it when I feel like I have the energy for it. I do try to set time aside for it if I can, but let's be honest, there's weeks that there needs to be some flexibility, and sometimes that is just what is required. So listen to your body, listen to your mind, don't push yourself. Don't do it all on one day. That's a really, really big tip that I teach people. Do your planning, your prepping, your planning, your shopping, and your prepping on 3 different days. That is gonna save you so much mental stress and energy. I stopped trying to please everyone. So in the past, there's been this big, okay, what do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? And all of a sudden it turns into a fight. I don't give them a lot of options anymore. I pick the dinner. I try to do what's best for our family. I try to make sure I'm feeding them good food. And I also know that I'm not gonna please everybody at every single dinner. So I'm not the type of person who makes a bunch of different meals for everyone. I do try really hard to find stuff that everyone can eat and enjoy. And my rule of thumb is there should always be at least one thing on their plate that everybody likes. So sometimes that's, a piece of fruit is on everyone's plate and maybe my picky eater just doesn't like our dinner. We encourage him to still try it. I make sure he's got some things he likes. And that just is what it is. You're not always gonna get what you like at dinner time every time. But for the majority of our meals, everybody enjoys them, likes them, and I'm always really grateful when we find those recipes that I keep saved and close to my heart that are a win across the board with everybody. I start with what I have. A lot of times I like to make sure that I am crossing those items off on my grocery list before I go to the grocery store or before I shop online. Always start with what you have. Never go right into the grocery shopping without having checked 3 places in your home. You're gonna check your spice cabinet, your fridge and freezer, so that's kind of one, and then you're gonna check your pantry. You're looking for those cans on the back shelf. You're looking for anything hidden in there that you can use. You will be shocked at how many things you actually have at home. That's gonna save you money from going to the grocery store. Now, if you're too overwhelmed to plan anything right now and you need a little bit of help, I have a ton of free resources. Check out the description below. I wanna make sure that I am here to serve you wherever you are at in your meal prep journey. The goal is to help you save time, money, and energy on food, especially when it comes to dinner time. If that sounds like you, go ahead and hit a like to this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.